Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at what strong word choice looks like in writing. The purpose of any piece of writing is to allow the writer to communicate ideas to the reader. An effective writer can achieve this goal by using strong wording and strong phrasing throughout the writing. Let's take a look at what strong word choice might look like. Here is a list of strong words that a writer might end up using in a particular piece of writing. As you're looking through your own writing, you may find that some of your words could be better. They could be stronger words, they could be more accurate words, they could be more colorful or more descriptive words. You can use a thesaurus, regardless of whether that's a physical thesaurus or an online thesaurus, to look up other words that you could use. Make sure that you always know the definition of the words that you're using so that you have accurate words. Let's take a look at an example of a piece of writing that uses strong word choice. The boy shuffled slowly, clearly taking his time as he gingerly approached the water's edge. Waves lapped at his little baby feet and curled over the toes of his white leather booties. He stumbled and thrust his arms out for balance like a tiny bird taking its first steps, then crouched on his diapered bottom and jammed his chubby brown fingers into the moist silky sand. So we notice here that the vocabulary isn't particularly high-leveled. We're not looking at a piece that has high school and college level words here. These are words that you would commonly see used by a 5th or 6th grader, say. But the way that this writer has put the information together, the way that the words are combined with the phrasing, we have some really nice word choice. The information, the ideas in this piece of writing come through very clearly and give us a nice visual picture of what's happening with this little toddler as he's going up to the water's edge. Strong word choice and strong phrasing have helped to make this happen. So what happens when we have weak word choice? Well, keep in mind that our purpose is the same. We want the writer to be able to get ideas to the reader. Now, this doesn't happen very well if the writer is using weak words and weak phrasing. Let's take a look at some examples. Listed here, we have some of the weakest words that are overused in English. Any of these words here that you find in your own writing, you should remove. Replace those out with really strong words that are going to get across a clearer picture to your reader. The words that are listed here are used over and over to a point of where they've lost their meaning. They've lost the specificity behind what the reader is trying to understand, what the writer is trying to get across. These are the kinds of things that you want to edit and revise during your writing process. Let's take a look at an example of weaker word choice. This is covering the same topic of the piece we read earlier. A toddler boy wearing white leather boots walked to the edge of the river. It had waves that got his shoes wet. He started to fall, then caught himself and crouched down to play in the sand. So here we have the same information that's being communicated. We have the same series of events that are happening. And we have the same character, the little toddler boy, and we have the same setting of the edge of the river. But the way that the wording is put together and the way that the phrasing is put together creates a totally different experience for the reader. The reader understands something very different from reading this piece compared to the earlier one. This piece has much weaker word choice. The phrasing isn't as strong and the words aren't as specific. Let's take a look at this example here. We can evaluate this for word choice. How would you really know if your drug dosages are too high for you? Regardless of how much trust people may have in the medical industry, consumers have to remember that all pharmaceutical companies are in business to make money. No matter what products that the pharmaceutical companies are making, antidepressants, vaccines, or painkillers, their purpose is to make sales and increase profits. This creates a challenging situation for a person who needs a particular medication, but is unsure if the dosage or usage recommendations are correct. So if you'll notice in this piece here, there are some words that are highlighted in red. Those are the words that have been changed. Previously, they were much less specific, much less accurate, and much weaker words. We've gone through and replaced those with these words here. They're more specific, they're more accurate, and they're much stronger words. These have improved the word choice. We have stronger wording, stronger vocabulary, and stronger phrasing here. It gets the point across to the reader in a better way so that the reader can understand with more depth and breadth. So what do you do with word choice? Some suggestions are, make sure you're always editing for word choice. Use strong verbs. That's a great place to start when you're replacing out your words. Focus on accurate terms. And don't repeat a single strong word more than once per paragraph. So with word choice, you want to make sure that you're going through the editing and revision process in your writing process. Make sure that you're editing for word choice. Check each paragraph and make sure that it has a few really strong words that are going to make that writing more accurate and much more interesting. If you're looking for words to replace out, replace your verbs, including very strong verbs, very accurate verbs in your writing, can take it from acceptable and a little bit boring to very interesting and exciting in a very short period of time and with minimal effort. Also, be sure to focus in on accuracy. Make sure that your terms that you're using are accurate. If you're uncertain of a word's definition, go ahead and look it up in a dictionary before using it. You don't want to use a word that's close but not exactly right. In repetition, if you have a strong word, we're talking about just a single word here that works really well, make sure that you're using that only once per paragraph. You don't want to use the same strong word over and over and over and over again in a single paragraph. It actually kills the effect and ends up backfiring on you. You don't want that. At this point, what you should know and be able to do is to know what word choice is, be able to use strong wording and phrasing, and understand the importance of using strong word choice. I hope this information has been helpful to you. Good luck in your writing.